Welcome to Be Money Strong in Minutes. I'm Brian Halverson, certified financial coach and your guide up the mountain.
And I'm Lorianne. Every episode, we take one real financial situation, one real framework, and break it down in minutes. Because the right move at the right stage changes everything.
Today, we're talking about building a crisis budget. If you're in this situation or you know someone who is, this one's for you.
And a crisis budget, Brian, that's a term that sounds pretty intense. We're not just talking about cutting back on lattes here, are we?
No, not even close. This is for when the numbers just fundamentally don't work. The best way to explain it is to use a real client story. We'll call her Helen. When she came to us, her numbers were, well, they were rough.
Okay, lay it on us.
Her monthly expenses were $12,517, but her monthly income was only $9,077.
Whoa, okay, so my mental math isn't that fast. What's the gap there?
It's a $4,700 monthly shortfall. Every single month, she was going $4,700 deeper into debt. That path, it doesn't level out. It goes straight to bankruptcy.
That is a staggering number. I mean, that's more than most people's mortgage. So, what do you even do? A normal budget doesn't fix that.
Exactly. And that was the first thing I told her. We are not here to optimize your budget. We're here to triage it. Optimizing is when you have some wiggle room. Triage is when you have to stop the bleeding right now before you do anything else.
Financial triage. I like that analogy. So, how does it work? What's step one?
It's a three-step process, and step one is pretty jarring for most people. We canceled every single automatic payment on her account.
Everything? But wait, we're always told to automate everything, right? Set it and forget it. Isn't that supposed to be the responsible thing?
It is in normal times, but think about it. When you have five or six things pulling money automatically, whoever happens to pull their payment first that month wins. It might not be your most important bill. You totally lose control of the sequence of who gets paid.
Okay, that makes sense. So, your Netflix bill could get paid, but your electricity might not, just based on the date.
Precisely. So you cancel everything to put yourself back in the driver's seat. You decide who gets paid and when.
Okay, regain control. Got it. What's step two?
Step two is listing every single expense by importance, not by habit. This is where we have to get brutally honest about separating true necessities from preferences.
This sounds like the painful part.
It can be. The example I gave Helen was her streaming subscription. On a normal month, that feels essential, right? It's part of your routine.
Totally. It's how you unwind.
But if you're looking at potential homelessness, a streaming subscription is not a necessity anymore. It's a preference, and you have to be honest enough to label it that way.
Okay, so you've taken control, you've made this very difficult list. Then what? What's step three?
Step three is to draw the line. You list out every creditor in order of importance, and then you draw a literal line on the paper at the point where your income for the month runs out.
And everyone below the line just doesn't get paid?
They don't. Not because they don't matter, but because the math simply will not stretch that far. For Helen, this meant she had to stop paying her Marriott timeshare, her Discover card, her PayPal credit.
Gosh, that has to feel awful. Like you're being irresponsible and letting people down.
And that's where the most important reframe comes in. I told her, you are not choosing to be irresponsible. You are choosing survival over convenience. And those are two very, very different things. Only one of them keeps your family safe.
Survival over convenience. That's a powerful way to put it. So, how do you make those choices? How do you decide what's survival and what's convenience?
We used a really useful tool, separating her principles from her preferences. A principle is a core value. A preference is just one way you express that value.
Okay, give me an example.
For Helen, her principle was showing love to her family through gift giving. That's a real value. We're not taking that away from her. But her preference was the expensive purchases she'd make to express that value. That had a pause. So, we talked about a new preference, writing a heartfelt letter or spending quality time together. It expresses the exact same principle, just without the price tag.
I love that. So you're not sacrificing your values, you're just finding a different, less expensive way to live them out for a while.
You got it. The principle stays, only the expensive preference takes a break.
Okay, so this is the moment of truth. After all this incredibly difficult, painful work, what was the result? Did the triage actually work for Helen?
It was honestly nothing short of amazing. Her $4,700 monthly shortfall became a $2,200 monthly surplus.
Get out of here, seriously? She went from nearly 5 grand in the hole to over 2 grand in the black in 1 month.
Yes, and that surplus, that was her breathing room. That was her power back. It allowed her to start dealing with the creditors below the line from a position of stability and planning instead of a position of panic.
That's incredible. But it does bring up a question. You can't live like that forever, right? I mean, not paying credit cards and timeshares, that's not a long term plan.
Oh, 100% not. And that's maybe the most important part. This crisis budget is temporary financial surgery. It is not a permanent lifestyle. Once the bleeding stops, you start deliberately adding expenses back in one by one based on what matters and what you can actually truly afford now. It's a bridge to get you back to safety.
That's a wrap on this one. If today's episode hit home, if you heard yourself in Helen's story or in any part of this conversation, the best next step is free.
It's called the Discovery Call. Head to bemoneystrong.com/discovery call to book your free 20-minute call, where we figure out exactly where you are on the mountain and what the right moves are from there. No sales pitch, just a real diagnosis built around your number.
Not ready to book a call yet? Take the free financial health assessment instead at bemoneystrong.com/FQ assessment. It takes 10 minutes and tells you exactly which stage you're in and the one move that gets you to the next.
Both links are also in the description. Book the call, take the assessment, or do both. Just take the first step. I'm Brian Halverson.
And I'm Lorianne.
We'll see you on the mountain.